Hey guys, welcome back to the Doc and Dog Show with Anthony and myself, episode 12. We're going to talk a little bit about training, a little bit of upcoming news potentially, and UFC 316 picks. So we'll get it rolling here. How's everything going on your end, Anthony, with the training and all that stuff?
Just busy, dude. Job during the day, training at night. I'm always busy, teaching in the middle of it. So I'm in camp mode. I'm basically working two jobs right now. So just
Technically,
tired, busy.
technically three too, because the little kids, man, like they're a
Yeah.
beast of it in and of its own up in Bridgeville. So it's like three
Yeah.
things going on.
Technically three jobs right now. So just busy, dude. Busy, tired, and grinding.
Yeah, yeah. And then that's the thing too with like fight camps too. Like you're balancing also like skill building and like refining and all that stuff. So it's like there's a lot of things juggling, and then especially you with MMA, it's a little bit harder. I wouldn't say than Muay Thai or like a kickboxing or boxing because like you're also balancing the different like stuff, striking, grappling, all that. A
Yeah,
to
it's like
Z.
I gotta really make sure that my time's getting used well and making sure that I'm like hitting all the things that I gotta hit so that I can cover all my bases. And then I'm trying to work on stuff too. So yeah, just gotta make sure I'm using my time wisely.
It's nice though. Like it's I'm not sure about like the grappling block because I haven't been doing it, but
Hmm.
uh, at least for striking wise, we've been just hammering kicks, so it's gonna be fun. Like I don't know what
Yeah,
it is.
man.
Like,
Our legs are toast after Wednesday. I was like, oh my lord, dude. I gotta get up and walk around all day tomorrow.
and one thing though is at least what we're building into our body though is when we get on one leg, and especially in MMA more than even Muay Thai, we're kicking hard and kicking fast because like when you put yourself in that dangerous spot, you can get taken down. So many bad things could potentially happen. So like at least we're doing it now during training because I'd rather, like you said, be like, oh fuck, I can't walk tomorrow. Because so like when fight time rolls around, you don't have to worry about any of that crap.
Yeah, hopefully my body will be recovered by then. Well, no. Yeah, but yeah, if I'm gonna kick, I'm gonna make it count. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
throw it hard.
Especially because like most of the time, like not the easiest thing, but the most common thing to attack is the body. So it's like for when you're hitting to the body, people are so tough. You got to either hit the liver or just kick hard and break a rib. So you got to keep going.
Yeah.
But you know what's interesting? So on my side of things, so I've been trying to do a little bit more solo training, and I know on the last episode I talked about like recording myself a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, it's been very interesting. My results so far. So like right now, I've been breaking down my training like 4 bag sessions slash a little bit of shadow boxing, like solo wise a week. And what I do is I pick one strike. I'm going super basic. I pick one strike I'm working on that I want to improve, and one that I want to sharpen because I feel like it's one of my strong ones. So I pick a weakness and a strength just to make myself feel good. So it's funny that we're doing kicks in general for advanced striking because like what I decided to pick was like my left kick to like strengthen because I feel good about it. It's like one of my better weapons. And then I've been working on just jabs. Like and I'm surprising myself, Anthony. Like I've been doing the most boring, like just 3 minutes on the bag, just jabs, like, no twos, anything like that. I've been doing like different rounds and then like I've been slowly evolving it. So I'll do like a jab, then I did jab plus defense, then jab plus movement, and then continue the defense. And then I'll do like one round of just technical like shadow boxing where I'm just focusing just on jabs and just moving around in my stance, flowing. And then kicks, dude, same thing. Just left kick plus defense, and then a little bit of movement with the left kick. Like for me, I just been picturing open stance. So I've been doing like step pivot kick, defense, that sort of thing. But like I've been consistently doing it right now, this style for like 2, 3 weeks. This will like be my third week. And it's interesting watching back the film. I am slowly but surely like improving on the things I want to do. Like it's nice to see that progress. And the film, to your point, I know you're a big proponent of it, has been like very helpful to see it happen. And then also see like random tells I do. So
Yeah. Like I think when you can watch film on yourself, it's probably the most beneficial because like even in a fight, like you kind of, I mean, not kind of, you get to dictate what happens. For like your output or your movements. So like making sure that your movements that you're trying to practice and perfect are correct is super beneficial. So I mean, Coach Will says it all the time too. He'll say like, you know, take a video of you guys doing this drill, or take a video of you guys like of yourselves like shadow boxing, so you can like nitpick yourself. Because no one should be more critical of yourself than yourself. So
Yes.
yeah.
And it's 100% truthful because one of the things I noticed is on my jab, sometimes when I was working on like, I want full extension, nice snap. Uh, One of the tells I was kind of doing, and wouldn't even realize it because like it's nothing I would think about, is I would slightly move my left shoulder in to get
Mhm.
more of a more of an extension. So I'd kind of like load up and then go. And that's an easy tell for people to see, like when we're sparring or even in a fight, we're like, oh, the jab's coming because I kind of loaded it up.
Right. Yeah, dude, that's good. That's good that you're seeing that stuff though, because you know if you go spar with someone that you haven't sparred with in a while, and you're telling that your jabs are landing a little cleaner, a little quicker, like it's working.
Yeah. No, yeah, it'll be good in the next week or two, like to like put this to the test, like the jabs especially, just because I want a little bit more cleaner entries
Mhm.
going into that. And then the other thing too is actually I kind of want to, and let me know what your thoughts are about this. I think for like my next sparring session too, I want to just pick one. Like I don't want to. It's tough to say like a combination. But I kind of want to do like one small like 3, 4 strike primary way of attack. But then what I want to do during each sparring round or even in general is switch up the delivery. So I might do something simple like a Dutch combo of like 1, 2, 3 rear kick, but then start to switch up the delivery method. I might do like a 1 up top, 2, 3 up top, low kick, or like, 1 up top, 2, 3 down, and then like high kick or something like that. But I think that might be an interesting way to add in my like jab and my rear kick and then just kind of mix it up. And like, I think that's what I want to do for the next kind of like sparring session. That would be like my goal is just that.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Will about that the other day, where I think like something that I realize I need to really work on is like applying what I'm learning into my sparring, because like I need to make sure that I'm starting to add the things that I'm learning into my like real toolbox that I'm going to use for real. So I was actually something I was talking to Will about like a couple days ago, and he was like, "Yeah, like it's good that you're like aware of that, so that you can start to, um, like work on stuff like that in like a real situation." And like me and Tim have been having really good rounds. Me and Lucas, me and Luke Martin, where we're just like just trying stuff. It's super fun.
Yeah. Especially with the little glove sparring, because like every once in a while you just got to worry about like things escalating when like something gets tapped a little bit harder than not. Not that we try to go take each other's heads off, but things just tend to escalate. You can't control it sometimes.
Yeah. No, we're all going pretty hard right now. Not like crazy hard, but we're having like good rounds. We're tired at the end of them, so that's what counts.
Yeah. And to your point, dude, if you're not trying it in sparring, you're not going to try it in the fight or add it to
Real,
your
you're not gonna feel
toolbox.
comfortable to do it like
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah. And you got to have like the one thing I do agree with people say, like one thing about sparring that is helpful is for you to add something in your toolbox, you do need to do it in a sparring type situation, minimum, if you want it to be like viable in a fight. Because if you won't do it live when someone's like trying to hurt, like not like we're trying to hurt each other, but like going like full speed, it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But no, it's nice that you're feeling comfortable working on stuff and like starting to see it translate into sparring as well. It's like it's interesting how like training you can train the same tool but different types of way. Like I'm using the bag and shadow boxing. You're applying it more to
I'm
sparring,
anchored in the
and
bag.
then
I just haven't been able to do it in a while because, dude, when I trained at top tier, I would just go in there whenever and hit the bag, and like I can do that like in Bridgeville and stuff, but like they just had like a bunch of different bags I could hit, and I don't know. I like the ball bags, the reflex bags, just the long, skinny like Muay Thai bags we have are cool, but like I like ones that kind of move. I've
well,
actually
'cause
asked Warren if we can get one from Bridgeville. He keeps telling me yeah, but like I've just never like sent him what we wanted. I need to figure that out.
Because Bridgeville has the room to be able to add like a bag or two like that. And to your
Yeah.
point, those like other bags can help different things out, like the head movement, like you can move your head into like a jab. And I do like that reflex bag, the one that you can kind of like that's a little bit longer, and then you can just like kind of like shift this way or even left to right.
Yeah, the one that like Ryan Garcia is always on video like smacking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those ones. Those little Cobra bags.
Yeah, but so this is an interesting segue to just speaking of training and everything. What I'm excited to see is the fruits of O'Malley's training and see if like he's going like how this rematch with him and Marab is going to be this weekend. Um,
Yeah, I'm curious.
I just here my thing is this, and it's no knock on Marab. Marab is a beast, robot, cyborg, whatever you want to call it. He's just a machine. But I think there is always something to people who are very smart when it comes to a fight and approaching it in a smart way. And the one thing is, Sean and Tim, like his coach, are always going to be like methodical about this. So I'm excited to see what their game plan is going to be because
Yeah,
they had a
I
good
mean,
experience. And
think about his injury he had, like his injury, if his injury that he had, which was real because he got surgery to fix it. Like if you can't like open your legs up, like he had a torn labrum in his hip. So like think about all those things he can't do. Like he probably can't kick as comfortably or as hard as he's used to. He definitely can't grapple because you can't have people like diving at your legs with your hip messed up. He can't sprawl properly. He can't like build up in certain positions like the way he needs to. He can't like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not strong in a lot of those positions that you like are probably used to being at least having your full strength in. So like, and those are probably mostly grappling situations that Marab is, mm, really good in. So like, if you don't have those tools 100% healthy, like it's going to be an even harder night than it would be if you were completely healthy. So, I mean, I think the fight's going to look different in the sense of like, I think Sean's going to put up a lot more of a fight in those positions and not really let Marab like rest there for too long. Um, and I think you're probably going to see a lot more striking than the first fight where Marab's like willing to strike with Sean because Marab just came off of like a really good performance on
with
the feet
Umar,
versus
yeah,
Umar.
yep,
And so he's probably gaining confidence in his stand up. And Sean didn't knock him out. So he probably feels a little more comfortable standing in front of Sean than the first time. So I think the fight will look a lot different actually, but I don't know. Marab's just really good at what he does. And like I don't know if you can figure that out in 25 minutes or deal with it for 25 minutes. I think the only way to beat him is to stop him.
yeah. But to your point, I think there's two things right now. Unless Marab comes in with a different game plan, but if he does a similar game plan of what he did with Umar and Sean the first time, where like he's getting dominant positions and he's like doing like trying to win every exchange, he's not finishing anyone. Like he's not even when he like took down Sean last time, he wasn't threatening in like these like yo, I'm gonna knock you out, I'm gonna ground and pound or whatever submission, all that stuff. So I think that will be to Sean's advantage. Where if Marab is just trying to hold him down or do whatever, Sean will be able to scramble out of those positions and you know, or at least flip it with jujitsu into like attacking positions. But I think Sean will be able to continually attack, and especially if he's healthy now, like you said with the no labrum issue, he will physically be game to be able to do that. And then I think that's the biggest difference. Will be like I think like in the positions Marab was winning because Sean didn't want to fight it or whatever, couldn't fight it because of his hip. Now he's ready to go, and I think that's going to be all the difference.
So Marab has a professional record of 19-4. And in his 19 wins, he has 1, 2, 3, 4 stoppages.
Yeah.
3 by TKO or knockout, and 1 by armbar. And he's won 5 straight decisions. So Merab is not gonna, like Tim said it. I listened to Tim Welch on Ariel a couple days ago, and Tim was like, he's not gonna like beat the shit out of you and hurt you and like cut you up. He's just gonna like win the 25 minutes. Like he's gonna
out cardio, dominate you, volume.
yeah,
Like
he's gonna
it's not
decision
gonna be
you.
damage. Yeah, he's not gonna damage you. Like in
Yeah,
that sense, like in the criteria of like the fight, he'll win with volume and he'll win with like dominance, but it won't be damage.
yeah. What's your prediction for that fight?
I think I'm going Sean, like odds wise, like
Really?
because Sean is the favorite. I mean, I'm sorry, is the
Mhm.
underdog at like plus 230 right now on DraftKings. I think because of Sean's stopping power, like Sean has showed it consistently against everyone that you can end a fight in one shot.
What's his odds for win by knockout or TKO?
Um, I'm pulling that up right now.
I feel like that's the best bet because I feel like Sean winning a decision just doesn't sound like it would happen in my head. I feel like he would win by TKO.
Let me see where it's being weird. But let me pull up the TKO. But like I think like because of that, just like a stopping power, I think you just gotta take the odds. And even if the TKO, like I would still take Sean like money line at plus 230 just because I know he can finish it. But let me pull up I believe man. Maybe I have to pull it up on my phone. It'll be a little bit easier.
I've had some bad betting luck lately.
Who are you leaning towards?
I think Sean.
I just think odds wise, like I don't want to take even though Marab like, most likely will will win. Odds wise, I just don't think I want to bet Marab odds wise. That's my
Yeah,
biggest thing.
he's just too favorited probably.
Yeah, he's minus what was it? 285 as of like today.
Damn.
That's just too much. If it was like minus like under 200, I would actually consider Marab, but because of like at that difference, like minus 300, like he's not even gonna like bring up a parlay or anything like that. Like it's just gonna be more of a drag than anything.
Yeah.
Man, UFC coming up. All right, now it's coming up more bets. Maybe it's too early right now for more than just yeah, everything's locked right now for like by knockout at least on the app.
Really doesn't show it yet? That's crazy.
But I think my bet would be if I'm getting like close to 300 plus 300 plus 400,
Mhm.
I would do O'Malley by knockout because I don't think O'Malley wins by decision. I think Sean wins by
Uh,
knockout or submission, like a finish. Like maybe I'll look at the finish one, but
Yeah, I
uh,
feel like you can submit him because Sean's jiu-jitsu is not bad.
yep. And Marab's grappling is more like positionally based and like dominance, not like threatening submissions. Um, Another interesting, like the co-main event. This one I'm excited to watch. Also, is Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison.
Mhm.
Um, this one I'm not betting though at all. If I do bet, I would bet Pena at like plus 455 right now. Um, because and even for this fight, I would rather bet by finish than like actually going to decision. 'Cause I think decision, if it goes to decision, Kayla Harrison's winning. But
I agree.
Pena can and has proven it before with Amanda Nunes on knocking her out and finishing her that like she has the ability to stop someone. So like that's why I think it's gonna be an exciting fight because I think it's gonna Pena's gonna go for broke. I think like not that she can't last 5 rounds, but I think she's gonna like truly try to go finish like similar to like how she did her Amanda Nunes fight the first one that she won. And I think that's where she's going to attack this. But betting wise, I think I'm off it unless it's like by finish for Pena. I'm not gonna put it in any parlay or anything. I'm just like literally not touching it. I don't know what your thoughts are with that.
I think Kayla Harrison's gonna beat the shit out of her. That's what I think.
Dude, she's just like a more refined. She's just like a better striking Ronda Rousey. And right now, there's no boogeyman like Amanda Nunes coming up to like be like. I mean, if she does come back and fight, I think we talked about it on a podcast before. Nunes beats either one of these two. It doesn't matter who it is. She's winning.
She's also got like her biggest hurdle in this fight is making weight because she's huge. But
oh yeah, I do love the. I will say this: Pena is a good shit talker because she'll say like, oh, hopefully she cycles off.
I hear she's just ignoring.
This one was funny to me, at least about the cycle. She goes, I think she was quoted saying like, hopefully she cycles off in time to make weight. I thought that was kind of funny.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So that made me laugh and chuckle. So that one, yeah, I think like Kayla Harrison, like wins 9 times out of 10 in that fight. But we've seen the 1 out of 10 happen before. And we've seen it's funny. We've seen it happen in a lot of the women's divisions because even Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenkov, when she took her back and won that one. She didn't win the previous one. She didn't win the rematch after. But dude, all it takes is that one dub.
All it takes is that one dub, dude.
Yeah. Next on the card, I'm surprised they're putting this one before the next couple fights because the other ones are actually more exciting. But we have Kelvin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer.
I like that fight. Oh, that fight is supposed to happen in Mexico, I think.
Oh, maybe that's where they put it. Okay, that makes sense because it's like it's the one right before the main events. This one's tough. Like it's Pyfer is a -380 favorite. Kelvin's +300. I don't know what your thoughts are for this fight. What are you thinking?
I feel like I don't know. Kelvin being a dog is kind of crazy because he's got a lot of experience against high-level competition. And I don't know, that's hard. Kelvin Gastelum's been in some wars, dude. He's fought some good people. I feel like Joe Pyfer's just not there yet.
And it's age difference-wise, it's not that much. It's like, it feels like even though Kelvin's been fighting forever, he's only 33. I mean, he has almost 30 fights. Like, so he has double or a little bit less than double of Pyfer's. Pyfer's 13-3, so like just above the 30 fight mark. But the thing is, I guess like it is open stance fight, so it'll be fun to watch to see like how they handle that. But Pyfer does have like the height and the reach, though. It's only 4 inches, but then he's like 6'2", so it'll be interesting to see. I'm excited for this one. I think if I do anything, it'll just be a one-off unit or half a unit on Kelvin as like the just getting +300. I think on that.
You want to know Kelvin Gastelum's losses?
Yeah,
Tyron Woodley by split decision. Chris Weidman when he was in the middle of his run, I'm pretty sure, 2017. Israel Adesanya, Darren Till, Jack Hermanson, Robert Whittaker, Jared Cannonier, Sean Brady.
Yeah, dude. So, oh wait, we fought. Did
Neil Magny
Calvin
also lost to Magny?
Did Calvin fight at 170?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I was gonna say Brady's it's too small to be at 185. Right?
He used to fight at 170, but I think he started missing weight real bad. So yeah. Wait, I don't know if those accusations. I don't think he's ever missed weight.
Maybe he just chose to move up.
Yes, he has. He has missed weight.
Oh, has he? Okay.
Twice.
I mean, he is a very small, like, not that he's thick, but like he's a very small, like 185. He's only 5'9". So, yeah. But yeah, no, I think like I'll go like Calvin in as like a separate one-off, just like as a dog. I think that's well worth it.
Yeah.
Next, I think low key, the second best fight on the card and could potentially get fight of the night too. I think it's just gonna be sick. Is Patchy Mix making his UFC debut versus a very tough Mario Batista.
Yeah,
Down out of like,
they are right, but I feel like Patchy Mix is just super world class.
oh, dude, 100%. Like right now, his odds are -175. I'm hammering that. Like I'm putting it in like my parlays. Like I would even do that by itself. I think Patchy wins.
He's -175. Okay. And I thought they would have him like as a dog, to be honest.
I think I wish I took a screenshot of it before, but I think when the fight was announced, he was the dog. But I think people have been hammering him or hammering Batista when Batista was the favorite, and then it kind of switched up. But no, this is going to be fun because like I think Patchy Mix is going to be what I was hoping Pitbull was versus Jair Rodriguez, like coming from like PFL, Bellator, whatever you want to say. And I think like he was one of the guys that was like elite at Bellator that can, show it at the UFC as well. And it's just bringing new blood into 135. Like I'm hoping he comes in, fucks it up, like, and gets a title shot in 2 fights. I think if he beats Mario, he gets one more like title eliminator, and then he'll be up next. And especially, I don't know if have they announced Pico fighting yet or no?
Yeah, he's fighting Mozart, right?
Is it? I wasn't sure if that was official or not.
I think it is. I think it's a 5-rounder.
Okay, sick. So that's like that's another banger for like 145. So like, dude, these lighter weights, I wish they had some sick 125er to like bring up, but like 135 and 145, people are gonna make some noise, which will be sweet by the end of the summer. I mean, not by the end of the summer, sorry, by the end of the year.
I agree. I feel like they should run this Merab versus Sean fight. Let Corey fight the winner of that.
And then Patchy will fight someone for a title limiter. Maybe Umar. Honestly,
maybe Peter Yan.
Umar. Like I don't think Umar's gonna want to fight Patchy, but I think that'd be sick.
Oh wait, Peter Yan's booked. They just announced it. It's he's fighting Marcus McGee.
Oh yeah, that was the one that we were holding in the back pocket that we were talking about right now. Honestly, I think Umar versus like if Patchy wins, I think Umar versus Patchy makes sense.
I like Umar versus Patchy. I could see that happening.
Yeah. I don't know if Umar and them are like this would be a good test to see if like how people always say like the Dagestani like camp always likes to run from like hard fights that aren't like title fights. So it'd be interesting to see like if that theory runs true or not. But
we got to be careful, dude. We got some close people from that part of the world in our gym. They might hear that and come fucking want to fuck us up.
It's part of the game, I guess. I'm just speaking the truth. I'm saying it's a potential to show.
What if Farmon comes in the gym and stares you right down and says, "Jesse, you motherfucker"?
Technically, he's from Azerbaijan, so that's.
I'll show you hard fight, Jesse.
And all I'm saying is, it's just a theory that's been people have been saying out there. I don't know if it's true or not. In my opinion, like this would just be an interesting test, like to see like. Are they willing to, or is he just trying to wait for a title fight? But I think Umar now, because of just how he lost to Merab, he has to fight someone before getting a title shot again.
I agree. He's got to get one more back probably, and then has to probably hope that that Merab doesn't win, because I doubt they would do that again.
Yeah. Honestly, like for fun stuff, like it would be sick if O'Malley wins, O'Malley beats Sandhagen, and then. I'm fine with O'Malley fighting Patchy or Umar, but both those fights would be fire. Like one of those two would be sick versus O'Malley. I just like seeing O'Malley versus the grapplers because like O'Malley just makes the strikers look good. So that's all I want. Yeah,
dude. I want to see O'Malley just kickbox forever.
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
Dude, if there's only money in like just striking, like he would be killing it right now.
Yeah.
And then, dude, to start the main event. Mr. Main Event himself, I feels like fights every month, every other month. Kevin Holland versus Vicente Luque. This would be a sick way to start the fight.
I'm gonna go with Kevin Holland. I feel like he pulls 2 out, and then he lose 2, and then he'll pull 2 more out.
Yeah, I mean it's tough. The odds are like -265, but the thing is, trust Kevin Holland to like usually win. Like he won that last fight that people were like, "Oh, Gunner's gonna beat him." Oh, it was Gunner,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it was Gunnar Nelson.
Yeah. So that's one thing is one thing about Kevin Holland, especially because this is at 170 because he's had a little bit of like a way to he's able to get down to it. So it's because not like a last minute fight. I think for these
Mhm.
fights more than anything, he's always game and ready to go. Sometimes with the last minute fights, he's just like it looks like, oh, I'm just trying to get paid. But this one, I think because it's not super last minute, it's gonna be
I feel like he just is always ready. He just stays ready. He just always a camp.
it's just not it's tough because sometimes like some of the fights that he took like last minute, it wasn't like a same as like a Kevin Holland like prepping like even just 2 months for a fight. Not that he's not like he still did like maybe it's because he's too small as a middleweight. Because in some of those fights he does take a 185. I feel like at 170 I don't bet against him.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe that's all it is. Maybe he just fought bigger guys that it's just like it is, and
Yeah,
that's
he's
where
not
my
fighting
memories.
middleweight. He's not big enough to be fighting a
Yeah,
middleweight.
but no. And then, dude, finally, the last fight of the prelims, the odds are finally catching up, and I can't bet him anymore. It's Bruno Silva versus Joshua Van. So I was hammering Joshua Van like last 3 fights because it was like minus 290 or like minus like under like the 300 threshold, but now
Mhm.
he's a favorite at minus 550. Because I think
Jesus,
it's gonna be his last fight at prelims, and then he'll start. I think if he wins this, he's starting to get main event.
that's crazy, bro. That's not even worth betting on him.
Yeah, it sucks because like usually he's one of my go-to guys for a prelim because like he's like a good anchor. But yeah, no, I'm passing on that one because I think Joshua Van does beat Bruno Silva. I just don't think it's worth minus 600, minus 550 at
Yeah.
that point because I don't even know if Joshua Van is ranked, but this will be putting him finally in like a up the rankings
Yeah.
because the flyweight division is just like
Well, they also
decimated
retired this
because
season with flyweights. Hopefully, they get a good flyweight out of them. The flyweights are coming up, dude. There's more of them now.
yeah. No, it sucks because Pantoja's been so clean and so good that he's just been eliminating all.
Pantoja's
Uh,
so mobile.
yeah. Oh yeah, Joshua Van's 14th. So if he beats Bruno, who's 12th, maybe he gets the winner of. I think they announced Ursig versus someone,
I didn't see that.
or maybe it was like one of the fake Instagram ones. But honestly, if Van wins, it sucks because Manel Kopp is most likely gonna waiting to fight for the title next. But
Mhm.
like, if Ursig doesn't have a fight, I wouldn't mind Van versus Ursig because
We're like that.
Ursig's like 9. I think that'd be a sick. Like it makes sense. Like Van's coming up. Like because after he wins, if he beats Silva, he'll be like 11, 12, maybe 10. Who knows? But yeah, because like what it's gonna be Pantoja versus Kai Kara France next. Uh, I don't even know who's gonna fight who after, but like Kopp, I guess, is the one guy that hasn't fought Pantoja yet, or has he? Has Kopp fought Pantoja?
I think he has.
Oh damn! So like, there's like literally no new blood.
I think he has. I'm about to look right now. Yes, he lost to Pantoja on February 6th of 2021 by decision.
Damn, yeah. But it's 2021, so that's been like 4 years. So there's a chance.
He's fighting Brandon Royval on June 28th.
Oh, that's a
He's
good
fighting
one.
them on the Taporia card.
Yeah.
That card's a banger too.
Oh,
That's a card we. Oh, no, wait, no. I don't fight that day.
no. You got time.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, no. So that is the last fight of the prelims, and then we got Asmat Morzakhanov versus Brenson Ribeiro. Asmat's like a minus like 550, 600 favorite. I'm just not going to bet that. Yeah, minus 500. I'm just gonna avoid that bet. It's not worth it. Uh,
Yeah.
then
Those
the
undefeated Russians are tough to judge sometimes.
yeah, then that's just the odds are makers are like we're not taking a chance in case they win. So like, especially because the Brazilians, dude, like they just fight anyone and wherever, almost like at any point. So it's not that.
This fight's interesting to bet on. Medeiros versus Mark Chwinsky. Koinski.
Oh yeah, 8-0 versus a 10-1. Um, the newcomer is like the dog on that one, but I
Yeah.
kind of like I kind of like plus 200 on that.
He fought Austin Hubbard to a split decision. And then he fought Landon Quinones to a decision.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
like
that's interesting. Plus 200. I might throw a flyer on that one.
yeah.
And then what I actually like too is odds wise, the fight before Ribeiro versus Osmot is Spivak versus Waldo Cortez Acosta.
Yeah. Big banger heavyweight.
Yeah, dude, I love heavyweight fights, man. And honestly, I kind of like Cortez Acosta at plus 120 as like a dog. Like even though it's like a slight dog, I kind of like that. Like
I like that.
just because I think with the heavyweights, like everyone has a puncher's chance.
Mm.
I think that one I might actually look at odds for like finish either side to see like what the odds look like. I think that one I like by finish instead of going the distance.
Yeah,
But yeah, no,
heavyweight
that's
finish. That's for sure.
yeah, and that's pretty much most of what like I was kind of interested in, like pick wise. I guess the first fight of the prelims, Chaos Williams versus Andreas
Castle.
Gustafsson. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's a dog plus 175.
Who Castle loses?
No, Chaos Williams is the favorite. Minus 210.
Ooh.
Actually, minus 200. I actually don't mind that Chaos Williams at minus
Oh, wait,
200.
that's not next week. Wait, what's the next week? The next week is Ismail versus Buckley. That's fire.
Okay, that's gonna be a fire one. Dude, but speaking of like news too, because I know we kind of missed it in between podcasts and like this recording. Uh, how do you feel about Islam just vacating and moving up now to 170?
Ooh, I feel like he did it because, well, if he wasn't gonna do it if Bilal won because they're boys apparently, so it's just time for him to do it. The opportunity's there, but it's like kind of weird because you don't even have the title. You don't have the 155 title anymore, so it's not like you're the double champ. You're just champ of a new division.
That's
They're
the
just not
thing
doing
because
that
he's
with
vacating.
anymore, I guess.
Yeah, I will say this: it does. I do feel bad because I feel like Taporia is a little bit undeserving of the 155 title shot because he didn't fight anywhere. I think you got to at least fight in the division a little bit. Not, and it's not like
I don't know if he was gonna be deserving of fighting Islam for the title right away, but like skipping over a contender who's done work in the division. But what outweighed that is I think everybody would want to see it. I know I would want to see it.
oh, I mean, I want to see it. I'm not saying
And
that. I
also
just mean
just like
I understand.
Islam has no one else to fight because
Yeah,
I mean, he hasn't fought some people, but there's just like who would deserve the title. So in the very specific situation they're in right now, I feel like it's deserving because he's about to fight Charles. He was only fighting for the title off of one win. And he vacated his belt and went on a crazy run and killed Max, Volk. Who else? Who else did he beat on the way up?
he beat what's his name?
He only has one title defense, right? Against Max?
Yeah, yeah. It was one title defense. He beat Emmett, right? Did he beat
Yeah.
up Emmett?
Bad.
Yeah, like it was like he busted him.
Like,
And
beat
it's
him up.
ironic to see like the difference because like Emmett beat the crap out of Bryce Mitchell. Like that's the way I like to look at it. Like
Yeah.
that gap and then the gap between Taporia.
Well, Bryce Mitchell got caught.
Yeah.
Like, Josh Emmett couldn't figure out Ilya for 25
Yeah.
minutes and got beat up, you know?
But No, my thing about playing devil's advocate for the Taporia thing is just
Mhm.
like it's. I understand where there might be grumbling in the division, but to your point, it's like I think the same reason the UFC makes these decisions or like takes these risks. They brought in Kai Asakura for like the flyweight fight, even though like he got
Mhm.
royally outclassed more than I thought he would. I thought it was gonna be a much more closer fight than it was, but they did that. So it's like it makes sense. Like you got to just shake it up because the lightweight division is just like a lot of the old guard that just like they're kind of just like on their way out. So like there wasn't a lot of new blood. That's why like I'm hopefully they fast track Ruthie because he'll be like fun to see like competing with like some of the stuff. But yeah, they just need a little bit more new blood.
If he
Which
fights Michael Chandler, which is apparently what they're doing, then he would be in the
man, Michael
picture.
Chandler is just like
I would just
I,
if I was Michael Chandler, bro, I would just be waiting until Connor is back, and if not,
yeah,
I'm
you're
bro.
just taking
But I wouldn't be
unnecessary
fighting Ruffy.
damage. Yeah, I was gonna say you're just taking unnecessary damage on that one
Yeah,
because like
he's insane, dude.
Ruffy's gonna maul him. I think.
Yeah.
Just like with the striking, because like here's the thing, Chandler has always just shown weakness to game strikers now, and it's
Mhm.
just like that's his kryptonite. I wouldn't risk that, especially if you want to fight the uh Connor fight.
Yeah, which he needs because he's falling irrelevant.
Yeah, but I am excited for Islam versus Jack Della Medina.
Yeah, they're probably gonna do that in Abu Dhabi, I think they said maybe.
I'm just excited because I think that would be an interesting test for Islam, like or to prove critics wrong. Like, is Islam that guy?
Yeah.
Or is Jack like more underrated than we're giving him credit for? Like, and maybe is the weight difference? Because the thing is, I guess what's interesting is rumors or people talking about it. Like Islam walks heavy, but he doesn't walk like Khabib heavy. Like he might
No.
be like not the. He might not be like he might fit for 170, but he's not going to be like a big 170 or like a normal 170. He might be on the smaller side. I'm just excited to see it because like I think his boxing and like this would just be a good test. Because you know you could say Bilal was like an Islam light with like his grappling, like not as good.
Mhm.
Um, so it'd be interesting to see Jack test out like his scrambling against a guy who's just like
Yeah, this would be a
a
fun fight.
grinder,
Their styles.
grappler. Yeah.
Sneeze.
Boy,
God damn.
that's gonna be an exciting one. But I think the divisions are shaking up because I like the new blood in 170 because like we still have Shavkat, we have some of these guys, we have Ian Gary,
Prates is
Sean
definitely
Brady.
good. Michael Morales is good.
Yeah. Like we have some, I think Islam coming up there is going to make that more exciting. I just wish 155 had that same kind of thing, but right now it just doesn't have it. Like
Yeah.
145 is going to be fun. 135 is fun. It's weird because the most common weight class in like the world is 155, and it just happens to be the UFC or it actually just all the promotions. No one really has any good 155ers like right now.
Yeah,
Like
they could
top
give the UFC. There'll be a bunch coming up hopefully soon.
yeah. Yeah. It just makes it exciting just to see the new blood. But yeah, no, it's like I think like to your point that like going back to 170, I think Protest like it was good that it's weird to say it's like good that he lost to Ian Gary, but it was good that he lost because I think like he'll take this and run with it because I think he'll just be more comfortable now. Because like he
Yeah.
stopped those takedowns, but I think he was always worried about it. So that just like he wasn't loose with the striking and just like letting things flow. So
Yeah, he just didn't look. I mean, he needs to be more disciplined. Also, in my opinion, like you can't be a high level fighter and be smoking cigs. Like,
I don't know what it is. It makes me laugh that like that he's literally just like it's funny because he's Brazilian, but like he is literally someone you would find at a madman like made men promotion coming in to fight someone, just be like right off the couch, like smoking cigs and drinking, like just some good old boy from like the Midwest. That's what
or he's just
like
like
his
he's
like
like
attitude.
before this fight, he's warming up. He's just ripping the cig out of the parking lot.
Yeah, dude. I every time think about Carlo Prontes, I look at those G color memes of like the cigs, like him just like chain smoking. I just think that he's outside the arena, just like
Yeah, but I think he needs to be a little more disciplined and like just bounce back, get another win. He'll be back in the picture though.
yeah. No, it's like, dude, and it's cool. Like looking at the top 10 for the 170 division, I don't think you could like randomly throw darts and pick good matchups in the top 10 for everyone. I think
Yeah.
it's like actually pretty. Like it's pretty exciting. I think 170 might be the deepest division now that is on Move.
Sure.
I think it's like my favorite too to watch now because
Yeah.
like when Shavkat's healthy, I want to see him versus Islam. Like if like Islam wins or like him versus Jack, I don't know. There's just like a lot of cool matchups going on.
Yeah.
I
Well,
am a
I
little
gotta
bit
get
jealous,
like
but no, it's I think a pretty exciting time for the UFC like matchmakers. I'm a little bit jelly of that job because you have to
I wish I
have a
had.
hard time to fuck it up. But
You could
yeah,
probably do
no,
that job remotely, huh?
dude, just call up Hunter Campbell and be like, hey, brother, time for you to retire. We got get some new blood in this.
How many people do you think that have like real jobs and then like are also just like fighting or trading like would want that job? Probably like 5,000, 6,000 people.
Yeah.
What if they
Because
just
my
put out a
thing
little
is,
bit
like,
of
there's
information?
no, like, negative to it. Like, oh, great, dude. People hate who you put match up together. Welcome to, like, the fucking world. Everyone
I'm
hates
sure it's
whenever
pretty
you do something.
stressful because you got to match fights, you got to get the fights like signed and
I guess you
shit,
got to convince
you
them to
know.
be like, yo, it's a good matchup for you guys to do.
And
But
all those guys go through managers, so you can't probably like talk to the people you actually need to talk to, or like shit takes long. Like it takes long to get like an answer back because you got to go through like different people, you know.
yeah, you're not wrong. Like, I think it would be a fun job, not an easy job, but it'd be fun.
It'd be so fun, dude. You could just sit in there. You'd have a whole roster at your disposal and just make fights.
And you
Sick.
just like think about like matchups and all that stuff. Be like, yeah, how does this look? Is this possible? Can we get them to do it? But then, like to your point, there's so many personalities involved, dude. Everyone's trying to get their cut and all that stuff. So it's like not easy. Like thinking
Yeah.
about like at least it's a little bit easier, more on the up and up than it was back in the day. But like you hear like stories where like the mobs were controlling like certain fighters, like in Russia. I remember like I guess the biggest reason for like uh Fedor for not
Yeah,
fighting
I
was
heard that too.
that kind of, and then like Dana would do that, which is like wild to think about, but it makes sense because I mean, we're not that far removed from like boxing when it was like that too. So and it still kind of
Yeah.
is. So
We're
it's like
not very far removed from the Wild Wild West days of MMA.
oh no, not at all. And then yeah, but I think the hassles of being a matchmaker will be worth it because like fans are gonna hate no matter what, dude. Like freaking like look at the last card that just happened this past Saturday with Macy like Barber, just like she was legitimately, I guess, having seizures. Like she went to the hospital, all that stuff, and people were talking noise. I mean, it was a little bit unprofessional to an extent. Like if you know that you're dealing with this stuff, you shouldn't have waited till like before walking out. But like, people are gonna talk noise no matter what happens. So my
Yeah,
favorite thing about that is
it's more like having like some medical stuff that she couldn't control. I feel bad for her and Blanchfield, but definitely a professional missing weight. It was crazy because I like had it on my like screen, and I like put my screen like to the side, and I like did something else. And I looked back over. I'm like, dang, they're not walking out yet. And I didn't have the volume on. I just like could see it, and I saw that they were just like DC and Lorisenko and the other dude were talking. I mean, I looked back over, did something else. I look back, they're still talking. I'm like, what's going on? And then they said
dude,
that it was off. I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
the internet is undefeated. So like they're a bunch of savages. They were like as soon as that happened, or even actually sorry, not as soon as that happened. As soon as like Barber missed weight, you just saw a bunch of memes and like pictures of like Macy Barber before boob surgery and after boob surgery, and like they're like, oh,
Dude, I mean,
that's where the
like,
0.5, like that's where the 0.5 could have came without killing you. So it could have came off.
yeah. I looked because I was like, I wonder if she's ever missed weight before. She hadn't, so
Yeah, this is the boob drop,
maybe that's
dude.
what it is.
Try, like, and then who knows? Maybe that was the cause of some of the seizures. I'm just being facetious, but like there's like medical stuff.
It affects your body a little bit.
It is silicone. Like that's
Yeah.
not supposed to be in your body. That's like we're talking about plastic. Like a thing that's not fine in the human body. They just put like real close to your heart. So
Yeah,
like,
and it's
it
like
should be.
extra weight. Like, who knows? Maybe.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. For me personally, I wouldn't want to put more weight where you get punched at.
No, dude, I want to do that thing that I saw someone did. He broke his legs and like extended his legs like 3 inches, and he was like, he went from like 5'11" to like 6'4". I'm trying to do that.
It's wild. I'm pretty sure those surgeries are available in Europe, like most likely Turkey. like which is
Yeah,
the capital fifth,
it
like
takes like
hair.
2 months for your bones to recover though, it's not worth it.
Oh yeah, no chance, dude. I am not butthurt about my height at all. Like I wish I was taller, but I'm not trying to get any of that kind of crappy surgery. Like maybe a hair transplant. Like if I want some hair again, like that's not bad. It's no
Send
bad
you to
recovery
Turkey.
time or anything like that. Yeah. Even India
Yeah.
has some good deals too. So, um, but yeah, no, that's like just cosmetics, no big deal. But fucking with my legs, I'd rather train and like do that before than be 6 foot tall.
You could have my white person bones in your Indian body.
Oh, I wonder. You see, that ruins it though, because I don't get to be the minority status. Now they can claim I'm white.
Yeah,
I can't. I
you'd
can
be
be.
mixed race then. But I would be too. I would take some of your Indian bones and put them in my body.
Okay, dude, you got to take the mixed race card, or even just like a race card. You got to use it to your advantage, dude. We're the Wild
I'll
West.
take your fists.
But yeah, that was a great discussion, Anthony. It was fun to talk about. This card's like super exciting. I think it's nice that we're starting the summer off with a banger with this card, and we got some good ones coming up at the end of the month. Um, Super exciting summer for UFC. You have some super exciting plans, hopefully on the horizon that we'll announce sooner rather than later. But everyone, we appreciate you watching. Stay tuned. We got some nice things up in the pipeline coming up. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Peace.